Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I've got a game between AiCytoplasm and Kas. It is AiCytoplasm who is the purple Zerg in the left position, and he is playing against EmpireKas, who is the green Terran in the right. This is from Antec attack number 19. This is game 1 of a best of 3, and I hope it'll be awesome. As Cytoplasm's given away, it is the GSL version of Antigua Shipyard, so there's supply depots down, and also it's forced cross spawns. So that's cool. Just so you're all aware, what can we really expect from these players? Well, it's a ZVT, so Cytoplasm will almost definitely go for a 15 hatch into a 16 pool, maybe getting early gas. He may actually choose to try and get this third base relatively quickly, purely because, well, on Antigua for Zerg players, this third base isn't really much harder to take than natural. It's pretty much equal to defend, so we may see that. Kas, on the other hand, well, already we obviously know gas are down, so that's suggesting, well, it's really early. Nothing's happened yet. Really, we know that, judging by the amount of minerals he's got, the fact he's got this SCV there, it's probably going to be a barracks. So my money's on a barracks, then command center build, because Kas generally really likes to build lots of command centers. Like, that's his thing. He builds them everywhere. He just builds some command centers, makes them into orbitals, floats them around, has insane numbers of mules, and is just happy and tends to win that way. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes for that. Meanwhile, we will see Cytoplasm. Well, he's at 15, he's got 300 minerals, literally as he gets there, so that's a cool thing. Little trick for any Zerg players: when you reach 200 minerals, send a drone, when it gets there you'll have 300. Just useful little timing. I'm not sure, I think it works the same for like Protoss and Terran, but obviously just with 400? I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it probably does. Anyway, we will see Kas. He's got a lot of minerals saved up. So my money is he's actually going to go for a command center because he's got an awful lot of minerals there. He is pretty much ready to go and take this base if he so chooses. And that looks exactly what he is going to do. To be honest, he's got enough minerals now. There we go. So everything going as planned. This Overlord will see everything after the speed upgrade, obviously. This Marine won't be able to kill the Overlord no matter how much stutter step micro Kas does. How beautifully he does it. That's a bit of confusion, but it's something happening, which basically so far in this game not much is happening at all. There's really very little because both players have gone for this super economical build. Neither player is going to be putting on any pressure. Interesting though, we will see here Kas has actually gone for both of his gas relatively early on, so he's probably going to transition into reactor Hellions. I mean, there's the option for a Banshee, but really when you've gone a Rax command center build, Banshees, rushing them out don't tend to do too much. Hellions, on the other hand, this is probably the best map for Hellions you can get. Just thinking off the top of my head, nowhere else really has such an open natural base. I mean, there's just so much room for Hellions to be irritating here, and even after the queen change, where you get like super range queens, which are totally balanced in my opinion. I mean, Hellions have a good chance here. It just depends how much Kas decides to commit to it, really. But there goes down the factory, so we are going to see, yeah, the barracks moving. So reactor Hellions are on the cards, and really is Cytoplasm in a position to deal with this? Well, he's got 2 queens out now, getting 2 more queens, so yeah, he's going to be in a great spot. His creep spread's going to be really good. I personally love getting these 2 extra queens. I think it's an absolutely fantastic move. It gives you early defense, it gives you better creep spread, it means you've got transfuses if a big push comes in, sort of around the about 7-8 minute mark, but definitely just get extra queens. They're fantastic. Meanwhile, we have got a second factory being added on here, so this is going to be an interesting build out Kas here. Mech's always an option. He's not got his third gas yet, but I mean, it's possible he could be going for some kind of really big push. It depends what he does with this reactor, with this barracks rather, if he goes for a reactor or a tech lab add-on. He's going for another reactor, so he could, I reckon Kas is going to just flood with Hellions right now. Like stupid amounts of Hellions, but we will wait and see if that is the case. Meanwhile, Cytoplasm taking his third base. This is the other advantage, obviously, of getting these 2 extra queens out, is your creep spread is amazing. You join up your third and you can defend it as well. Meanwhile, if you take a look at the work count quickly, it's 37 to 28, so when you take mules into account, there's 2 orbitals, each mule is about 5 SCVs, so they're pretty even on income at the moment. But once this third base starts getting into play, it will definitely go into Cytoplasm's favour, which of course is where you want to be as a Zerger. Now we will see this factory about to pop out that Hellion, and then we'll move, and we've already got what, 4 Hellions on the field, so that's quite significant on its own. And it'll be interesting to see how Cass follows this up. He's getting 3 more Hellions. He's supply block, that's why. Sorry, I was looking there thinking, well, he's building 2 at a time, so what's going on? But the supply block is clearly what is happening there. Now, there are 3 queens at the front, but these Hellions are just going to go straight up, see the timing of the third. No, there's not really going to be too much to defend. 2 spines are going down now at the natural base, so clearly Cytoplasm knows exactly what's going on. And the fact there's 4 queens up the front, I mean, this just shows how effective the queens are getting now. It's crazy, because these queens are going to pretty much indefinitely be able to hold the Hellions, even when they start coming out in like stupidly high numbers as they are at the moment. I mean, there's 4 more in production here already for Cass, so I believe that takes his count up to 11 Hellions. He's going to have 15. So 15 Hellions can actually deal with queens quite well, but if you look, one has enough energy for a transfuse, and once those transfuses start coming, well, then it's going to become a nightmare. But look at this creep spread here for Cytoplasm. It's absolutely gorgeous. He's got his 3rd base up already, and he's going to get a bit of engagement here, and Cass wisely pulling those Hellions back. It'll be interesting if he goes all the way back to repair them up, but doesn't look like he's going to. But he's still pumping out more Hellions, so we're going to see a grand total of 16 Hellions on the field, which is a stupidly high amount. And this is definitely looking like, well, a strange build going on here. I mean, we're going to go into Tank Marine by the looks of things, so that'll be interesting. But this is what I really want to see, is how much damage can Cass do with this. He's committed so much, so he's got to do huge amounts of damage. He's getting those queens, and they're lining up quite nicely there, and that is doing some big damage. And as you can see, transfuses do go off, but the queens just don't have the DPS in order to deal with this, and the Hellions will kill them. And now really Cytoplasm's in a lot of problems. I mean, he's got these extra spines coming down, but with the queens and the extra spines, well, the Hellions can just run all the way through, as I thought they may. And look at those drones, they're so lined up. If they do get some good hits off, that could kill so many, but great use of the queen there to block off the ramp. But I mean, that many Hellions just rise them. So this is not looking good. There is no Rotoron down at all, so this is a Zergling defense against Hellions, which is never going to work out too well. All of the drones are being pulled here, but just look at the tremendous damage he's done. Literally just roasting so many drones. This is a horrible, horrible position for Cytoplasm to be in. And to be honest, if he can come back from this, I would be pretty damn impressed, because, well, he's down to half the supply of Cass. I mean, the one plus side is he has managed to contain these Hellions into his main base with these spines. The Hellions can't get out now without taking a tremendous loss, especially because they've lost so many numbers, and essentially these Hellions aren't going to do too well against buildings. I mean, their numbers aren't stupidly high anymore, and these Zerglings are managing to get around, and it looks like Cytoplasm's going to clean this up. But how many workers were killed? 44. My god, that is a lot of workers. If we look at the loss tab, wow, that was really, really cost effective for Cass. Crazily cost effective. He's knocked the work count down to 33 for Cytoplasm to 57. That is just such a crazy difference. Behind this, Cass did build his 3rd orbital command, which he can now float and take his 3rd base. This is just pretty sick. These spines are moving forward. There's still these rocks at the back, which are always a concern. And essentially, Cass has done the perfect thing. He switched out of those Hellions just to go for a Tank Marine build. Wants to kill off that Overlord, but we can. This is a neat little trick. If you do try and morph in an Overseer, if it pops before it gets killed, then it regains full health. But it won't, it'll die, which is sad. Unfortunate, very, very unfortunate for Cytoplasm now. Anyway, we'll see these tanks don't have siege mode yet. It is about to finish, so it has now just popped. Those tanks need to siege up relatively quickly to deal with those Zerglings, which are running into the 3rd base. They're going to pick up a Mule, and that Mule had only just been dropped as well, which is never too much fun. But I mean, there's just so many Marines here, this isn't going to be a problem at all. Another Overlord still deciding its way in. And essentially, if you look at the work count, it's now 63 to 52, so Cytoplasm is building this up so, so well. Getting his Infestation Pit as well as the 2-2 upgrades. 1-1 upgrade's about to finish for Cass's infantry, and he's also getting that combat shield out. Stim, of course, is already done. The creep spread's still going absolutely brilliant for Cytoplasm. I mean, just look, this is exactly what all Zerg players should be doing, is just spreading that creep all the way. It gives you vision, it gives you speed, it's fantastic, it's really, really good to utilise it. More barracks being added on here by Cass. He does have an armory in production ready just to carry on those 2 infantry upgrades. They'll probably start off as soon as that armory is done, but at the moment Cytoplasm is well, they're on equal upgrades, but Cytoplasm will have an upgrade advantage briefly. But that is, of course, if this push doesn't kill him. But look at this, a big Zergling counterattack ready to go in. But there's a lot of tanks here. Are they going to be able to do enough damage? Well, there's very little in the way of defense there for Cass. He is getting some more units out slowly. These tanks are going to get a great siege position. But meanwhile, just look at all these Zerglings running. There is a wall off there, though. So the third base is fine. The tanks are on siege. The Marines are getting cleaned up. But most of these Zerglings are getting killed. And really that tank is going to get, well, taken down pretty damn quick. But just look down here, this is a scary force that ultimately Cytoplasm can have a tough time dealing with. He is moving some spines in, but just look back at Cass's base. This is revenge for those Hellions. Huge damage. The SCVs are being brought into the fight. The tank's unsieged, and here we go, a siege up right in the base. Those spines are going to get completely decimated so quickly. Marine damage absolutely sick. 2-2 hasn't actually started yet at all. The Zergling counterattack has been cleaned up. If you take a look at the word count, 54 to 42, still in the favour of Cass. So Cass is in such a money spot. He's at over double the supply of Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is just running in with these Zerglings, trying to do any damage he can do. But if you look here, the Marines are going up into the bunker, and once they're there, this is not going to be fun. The tanks are sieged, and this is just huge damage going absolutely everywhere. Meanwhile, it looks like Cass is, well, he's pretty happy just chilling here. I mean, like, yeah, well, I don't really need to rush. I know you don't have a third base, and I do, so perhaps I'll just contain you, and then you'll have problems, won't you? But 3 Infestors are coming out now. That could, well, Infestors can change the tide of a battle so quickly. One big fungal growth on this comes up Marines, and it could be all over for Cass's push. But to be honest, I don't feel there's enough Zerglings down. And one of the Infestors gets sniped down by the tanks, and that was a big loss there for Cytoplasm. But here we will see that Infestor does go down, but one fungal growth does go off. No medevacs are there, so a lot of Marines at extremely low health now, and really Cytoplasm is just really, well, clinging on for dear life. He's not in a great spot. These tanks are sieged up perfectly, and Cass very patiently leapfrogging forward. And we will see a little push go in here, and a big fungal growth goes off and kills off all those Marines, and Cytoplasm has survived for the time being. But he doesn't have a third base, and this is a lot of units. And this isn't a lot of units. And they're about to meet in the middle, and Cytoplasm's got a sad face because he's literally losing 3/4 of his army there. The third base being retaken here by Cytoplasm, and if we look at the work count, 60 to 41. When you take mules into account, that becomes very much in Cass's favour, stupidly so. Only real thing missing from Cass's army at the moment is medevacs. No starport down as far as I can. Oh no, there is a starport, so medevacs are on their way out. Meanwhile, we will see a little bit of a Zergling run by coming here, just trying to skirt around the edge of the watchtower. And essentially that could be really nice, but it looks like Cass going to pull back and just really trap all of these Zerglings in. They are going to try and get us around. They do get a nice angle, but I feel there's just too much stuff here for Cass at the moment, and this isn't starting to look any better at all for Cytoplasm in any way. I mean, he's having to flood units to deal with this push. He's a long way behind in terms of workers and his income. And the longer this goes on, the worse it gets for him, unfortunately. Tech-wise, he's not looking at anything amazing. I mean, the 2-2 upgrades are a bit late for Cass. I would have loved to have seen them come out earlier. But both guys doing a great job of managing their resources. Except for Cass, who's got an awful lot of gas banked up. So, Cass is a bit gassy, it would appear. Anyway, so we will see that essentially what Cytoplasm's doing here is just like, oh shit. Right, no, not going to go for it. No, that's not going to work. Crap. Build more Zerglings. He's literally just holding down the Z key, hoping something good will happen. Meanwhile, Cass is just very relaxed and moving forward absolutely perfectly. This is textbook what you should do if you're in this position of terror. Just leapfrog your tanks forward, keep your Marines spread out nicely, keep reinforcing, and just wait to win. Which it looks exactly like Cass is going to do. There's some Zerglings running forward, and Cass actually sending forward a single Marine just to draw in the Zerglings before the tank splash completely kills them. The Marine sacrificing himself bravely. This third base is going to go down, and Cass is pretty much maxed out now. This is not looking nice at all. We will start a big push with these Zerglings though coming through, and they do clear out the majority of the tanks with some great infested Terrans, and Cytoplasm is playing this really well. Considering the supply difference, Cytoplasm is doing amazing. He's going to start struggling though because, well, nearly out of minerals at his main base. Sorry for that yawn there. Really late night, but Cass taking a 4th base. So Cass likes expanding. As I said earlier, Cass just expands everywhere. Meanwhile, we've just got more Zerglings being pumped. Cass has moved up into natural base. all of Cytoplasm's army is out of position. Zerglings are running in. There's a single infestor moving his way forward and drops one infested turret, but that's it. And to be honest, this is just looking so far over, it's untrue. There are a load of burrowed infestors though, and well, we're going to see a lot of infested Terrans come out there, and some big fungal growth, but really this is where the medevac are coming through. Only the medevac's there, the fungal growth damage will be out-healed, and there's the GG from Cytoplasm, so game 1 does go to Kas. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, follow me on Twitter, blah blah blah, but most importantly, tune in for game 2, which should be coming up next.